having a great time. Isn't this amazing? Exactly. I want to share a recent story with you. Norma came to the Pink House with her husband of 54 years looking for a hair replacement solution. And so we took her to the wig room and she tried on style after style in different shades. And she paused as she stared at the reflection in the mirror. And the tears began to flow. And the crying turned to sobbing. Norma had been diagnosed with breast cancer 16 years earlier. Stage 1 invasive ductal carcinoma, the most common form of breast cancer, and she had easily overcome it. Norma wasn't expecting a second diagnosis. And this time she was going to have chemo. And the unknowns about the stage of the cancer and the impact the chemo would have on her body was overwhelming. So through the sobs, she apologized to her husband for making him drive her all the way to the Pink House from Matthews, but she just couldn't go home that day with a new look. Her husband encouraged her to be strong, but as Norma cried, we cried alongside her because we know. 2 weeks later, Norma was back at the Pink House with her husband. She was strong and determined. She had one round of chemo behind her, and now the unknowns weren't quite as scary. So she went back to the wig room, picked out a couple of wigs, and then asked her husband to pick his favorite. And that day she went home with a new look. Norma celebrated that day, and we celebrated alongside her because we know until there's a cure, there's care. Carolina Breast Friends provides what no one else does, one-on-one connection and mentorship, because we understand the power of talking with someone who's been where you're going. Our location is the Pink House. We're perfectly situated between the two hospitals on East Moorhead. And we offer at the Pink House 26 different programs every single month. And they range from things like healing touch and Reiki and yoga to having our plastic surgeon partners come in and talk about how to decide which plastic surgeon to select for your reconstruction, the latest in genetic testing, nutrition, and cooking, and the list goes on and on. We also offer wigs and prosthesis, our famous inspiration jars, and we'd love to tell you about those outside. Our comfort bags that are filled with items for the individual going through chemotherapy or radiation and mastectomy pillows. And we're able to offer all of these free of charge because of two reasons. We have over 540 volunteers who provide their time, expertise, service, including the vast medical community that we have a strong partnership, and two, because of the generous donations of our faithful partners and donors like you all. I want to share a couple statistics with you before I close. The one you probably already know. 1 in 8 women in her lifetime will be diagnosed with breast cancer. So if we look across the 736-seat theater and you do the math, or if you think about the women in your life, your wife, your girlfriend, your mother, your sister, your daughter, your friend, your coworker, it becomes real quite quickly. The goal of Carolina Breast Friends is to reach everyone diagnosed with breast cancer, women and men. 1% of all diagnoses of breast cancer are men. In 2016, Mecklenburg County had 891 new diagnoses of breast cancer in women. That's a 13% increase over 2013. So we're going to ask you all to help us. Will you be an ambassador for Carolina Breast Friends? It's easy. Just let anyone know who has been diagnosed with breast cancer that Carolina Breast Friends exists, and the Pink House is here for them to walk alongside this tribulation of breast cancer. And we thank you for being here, and thank you for becoming an ambassador. For until there's a cure, there's care.